How's everybody doing today? Welcome to an edition of the Oldies Show. We are going to take you down a little bit of a memory lane of what happened this day, April 7th, throughout the years in music. So we're going to talk about some of the things that happened, maybe some of the things that weren't in music. Anyway, we're going to start off. This one here was probably one of the big ones that happened back in 1971 on this day. American Pie was right up there. Here we go. If you're on our Facebook page, we're getting off there right now. Join us by the link below. Here we go.
A long, long time ago.
All the way from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today.
Oh, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you had a good Easter, whatever you're doing. We are going down. I guess the show's over. That's an 8-minute song. So if we just do 4 of those, we No, hope everybody had a great Easter, whatever you did. Got to spend some time with family. I thought, we would just go and see what's going on April 7th. I have all this day in music. So Don McLean's American Pie sold for auction for over $1 million this day in 2015. So the original manuscript for the iconic 1971 hit American Pie was auctioned off at Christie's in New York and fetched $1.2 million. Consisted of 16-page draft containing handwritten lyrics, notes, the manuscript, and the singer would divulge everything there is to divulge about a song whose words had intrigued listeners for years and referenced Buddy Holly's death in the 1959 plane crash. I can give you 16 pages of stuff for 1.2 million. I don't know how that's going to work. Hey, you know what? John Oates, he was born 1949 on this day, April 7th. Here's their song, Maneater. Did you know that in 1962, Mick Jagger and Keith Richards met Brian Jones for the first time at the Ealing Jazz Club in West London? And Jones went under the name Elmo Lewis and was playing slide guitar with Alex Corner's band Blues Incorporated. Shortly afterwards, they formed the Rolling Stones. Do you think that Mick said, "Hey, pass me the brown sugar"? This next group here, in 1978, the Police released Roxanne. And this was the first single plucked from their debut album, Outlandos d'Amour, a song about a man who falls for a sex worker. Hey, you know what? It initially missed the UK charts, but was reissued a year later after their song Can't Stand Losing You was a hit, and it rose to number 12. Here we go with a little Roxanne. Oh, there we go, the Police.
More music, more fun.
Oh, in 1973, this song was on the top of the charts. Roberta Flack. Flack killing me softly with his song. Hey, this next one was on the charts, number 2 in 1970, Little Jackson 5. They had so many good songs. That one's not one of my favorites, but it is a good one for sure. This next one, Spirit in the Sky, was number 4 by Norman Greenbaum. I've got one done by my friend Mark Dawson, which I think is very cool. Hey, we're covering what happened on April 7th in music history. We're doing it kind of the genres or the years that we kind of stay with between the 50s and the 90s. Or 60s and the 90s. I go to the 50s too. Hey, in 1966 on April 7th, working at Abbey Road Studios in London, the Beatles recorded overdubs on the new John Lennon song, Tomorrow Never Knows, and the new Paul McCartney song, Gotta Get You Into My Life, for the forthcoming Revolver album. Here we go with Tomorrow Never Knows by the Beatles. And they were still on the charts back in April 7th. They had Let It Be came out, and that was, of course, one of their most popular songs.
Playing you the greatest hits of all time.
All right, we've been counting down. The 60s and 70s were all about creating some great music and that kind of stuff. Then the 80s came along. And of course, the 80s, that's classic rock time, right? So, of course, The Who, their producer and manager, Kit Lambert died of hemorrhage after falling down a flight of stairs at his mother's home in London, England. He managed The Who from 64 to 67 and produced the Tommy album. Bruce Springsteen and the E Street Band kicked off their first full-scale tour in Hamburg, Germany. And this was Springsteen's first tour outside of North America, which would take 10 countries. I think he was telling them, hey, I'm born in the USA. Any better for the rock guys, though. In 85, Wham became the first Western pop group to perform live in China, so that was a big thing for them. But then in 88, Alice Cooper almost hung himself in a rehearsal when a safety rope snapped, and he dangled for several seconds before a roadie saved him. That would have fit right in with his show. People probably would, if that had actually happened, people probably wouldn't have known that was an accident. Thank God it was a rehearsal. And Cooper was attached to a harness that was attached to the rafters by a thick piano wire that kept the noose above his neck. And then in April 7th, 1990, Motley Crue's Tommy Lee was injured when performing a stunt during a concert, falling 20 feet from a lighting rig. Oh, if only they were 18. There's a little Alice Cooper for you. For you right there, probably the only one we could play on this show. I like that one though. I'm Canadian. He's a Canadian boy too, so I got to give him that shout out there. He's actually probably one of the nicest guys ever, and I hear he's a really good golfer. Now the 90s did not get any better for a lot of artists, and I don't know, we just seem to be going down a road to make great music and then just almost in 94, U.S. soul singer Percy Sledge pleaded guilty to tax evasion after he failed to report $260,000 in income earned between 87 and 89. So they finally caught up with him. He served 6 months in a halfway house. Sorry. Courtney Love was arrested on drugs in 1994 on this day, and on drugs and theft charges after a reported overdose. And she was unaware that her husband Kurt Cobain was dead at their home. He wasn't discovered till April 8th. So if I do a show about tomorrow, that will come up. Let's see. Dr. Feelgood died in 1994, April 7th. George Michael arrested in Will Rogers Memorial Park this day in 1998 for committing a sex act in a public toilet. I'll leave that alone. He was arrested by undercover Beverly Hills police. I hear Beverly Hills police, and I'm just thinking of Eddie Murphy. I'm sure he's not the one. It was Marcelo Rodriguez that did it. Anyway, he was probably heard a careless whisper. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be good, be safe.